did that backwards. Okay, welcome to News Stripped Down, where I dig through the news and weed out all the nonsense so you guys don't have to. 30 minutes or less? Why? Because anything longer than that's probably just BS, anyways. Today is May 12th, 2026. It's Tuesday, guys, and it's 19 degrees Celsius here in southwestern Manitoba. That's 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. And let's start off with some birthdays. Today in 1812, Florence Nightingale, a famous English nurse that invented the Nightingale rose diagram. That's like the first real kind of pie chart. It's like it started off as the rose diagram and then turned into the what we know as the pie chart nowadays. And then today in 1910, Dorothy Higgins, she was part of developing crystallography and biochemical compounds. And she found the molecular structure of vitamin B12 and penicillin. And then today in 1918, Julius Rosenberg, a spy known for handing over nuclear weapons information to the Soviet Union. He ended up being executed at the age of 35 in 1953. And then today in 1980, Rishi Sunak. You know what's so funny? I was just talking about Sunak yesterday. This is so funny that it's his birthday today. And if you don't remember who Sunak is, he is one of the prime ministers of Britain. And yeah, kind of didn't really do a good job. He was kind of thrown into the mix after that other chick who really just ruined everything and only lasted, what, 49 days in office from September to October. So yeah, he got thrown under the bus with that one there, and then he ended up losing the election to nobody knows where he is right now. Keir Starmer, where is he? Where's Keir Starmer right now? And today in 1980, oh sorry, today in 1907, Katharine Hepburn, she passed in 2003 at the age of 96. She's famously known for the movie in 1933, Morning Glory. I'm pretty sure I got everything. Yeah, okay. And then today, 1924, Tony Hancock. He's famously known for the Hancock's Half Hour Show. He was a comedian, British comedian. Unfortunately, took his life with a drug overdose at the age of 44. And then today in 1936, Ton Snyder, with the Tomorrow, he started like one of the first late night TV shows called Tomorrow with Tom Schneider that ran from 1973 to 1982. And then today in 1942, Ivan Dury, he passed in 2000 at the age of 57. He's famously known for the song Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll in 1977. And then today, 1956, Homer Simpson is 70 years old today, created by Matt Greenberg. Oh, sorry, Goenberg. And then today in 1981, Rami Malek, TV. Oh, he was on the TV series Mr. Robot from 2015 to 2019. And today in 1928, Burt Bacharach. He was 94 at the age of passing. He passed in 2023. Famously known for the songs What's New Pussycat and Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Oh, and you can't forget about Walk On By, also famously known for his 6 Grammy wins. And in history, today's birthday in 1925, Yogi Berra. He passed in 2015 at the age of 90, winning 13 out of the 21 MLB World Series that he was a part of. That's pretty good statistics. 13 out of 21 wins. That's wicked. So shout out to Yogi Berra. And then today in 1968, I didn't realize this. I thought Tony Hawk was a little bit younger, but it's Tony Hawk's birthday today. He is 58, and he is famously known for his skateboarding and one of the first people to, well, actually, the first person to complete a 900 on the vert ramp. Everyone thought that was impossible. Nothing's impossible. I remember even just BMXing back in the day, like some of the stuff that we were doing is just out of this world. And everyone's like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And well, we did it. So now let's get into the news. Today is May 12th, 2026. I'll do the weather again. It's 19 degrees Celsius. That's 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. And let's get into the news. Canada's BC lumber industry could be seeing exports to the Middle East to push more diversity in the world market. BC's forest minister announced an additional $12 million to their Crown agency that markets lumber products around the world, such as Asia, UK, North Africa, and Mexico as well. This is a push to ensure forest industries never get put in a bad position of relying mostly on the US market. Uh, that 1.5 billion that was for various industries impacted by US tariffs, but did not include support for the BC softwood lumber industry, leaving them out of the loop and uncertain for their future. But by the sounds of it, there's going to be more coming to, put their worries to sleep, as Carney, is traveling around the world, finding somewhere to put our wood. Boom, boom. No, not funny. Anyone laugh? Should I repeat that? I thought that was pretty funny. And that just wrote out the way I wrote it out. I didn't really think it was a joke until I actually reread it again I wrote this one last night. And over to the States, into Tampa, Florida. Cowboy Space out of Tampa, Florida, that was founded less than 2 years ago as Etherflux, to develop a space-based solar power, and has raised over 275 millions at a $2 billion valuation to build rockets for with upper stages that will serve as data centers. Once in low orbit, or LEO as commonly known as. This company is pretty much like a unicorn in the rough, like a diamond in the rough right now, you guys. And it's privately held right now, and with its value right now sitting at around $1 billion for with what they have. This is a company you guys should really be looking into. Space Cowboys out of Tampa, Florida. And then their reasoning for putting data centers, in sub-orbit is, it's cooler up there. You don't have to worry about cooling and stuff like that. And then it has closer direct sunlight. So that could be a possible opportunity for the way data centers are happening around, especially around the U.S. with a lot of backlash. People worried about water, people worried about their energy costs. So with this Cowboy Space outfit here out of Tampa, Florida, this could be something to be looking into right now. So I'm going to keep an eye on this company here right now. There are some major tech companies that have put money in towards this company already. So yeah, and just its value, like just raising that $275 million in like 2 years, and with what they have planned right now, it's quite amazing that the value of this company is worth around $1 billion for a 2-year-old company. So definitely, everyone keep an eye out for this, because this is something really big, and it could just get swept under the table here. So yeah, keep an eye out for those Cowboy Space outfit out of Tampa, Florida. And speaking of space, how about that 20 million or sorry, $200 million over 10 years for that federal investment into maritime launch services. This spaceport is no more than a wasteland with a concrete pad and no more. Making people question about the $200 million was what it was really used for, considering that the provincial crown was originally leasing this land for $13,500 per year. So the numbers don't add up for this just giant wasteland. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this. And then whatever happened to Churchill? I thought Churchill was definitely on the radar for a rocket launching site, considering that, there's a little bit more than just a concrete pad there. There is still facilities there. They just need to be upgraded. There's bunkers, rocket launching site. It's all pre-set up right now. It has been out of commission for the last probably 30 years. They were doing solid rocket fuel testing up in Churchill. So I think that would have been a better priority to put money towards that. And then that $200 million for land that they were originally leasing for $13,000 per year, the numbers just don't add up. So I understand people in Nova Scotia are starting to speak up because they're there. They can speak up about this like other people across the country, like in BC, Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan. We don't know what's going on there. And it's great that people are starting to speak up and wondering where all this money is going. And yeah, I'm going to shout out Carney. I know I praise Carney and stuff, but yeah, I don't agree with everything he does either. Like I'm a stark liberal now, but I'm questioning where this $200 million over 10 years is really getting invested into. It's just an absolute wasteland. So shout out to people in the Maritimes for bringing that up. It's definitely a question that needs to be brought up to Carney, and we would like to see what the plans are for this maritime space launch services spot that they had before. Oh yeah, interesting. And then over to back into Canada, more Canada news. Sorry, Canada is looking into rapidly expanding and it expand its defense and industrial ties with Turkey. Here, let me restart that. Canada is looking to rapidly expand and its defense and industrial ties with Turkey, as Ottawa is looking for trusted Middle Eastern power partners amid shifting global security dynamics. Uh, the Middle East powers need to come together in a way that you haven't seen before. Start establishing new cooperation as the U.S. is starting to step back from its traditional roles in the world. And you know what? I think Canada tying together with Turkey right now is a brilliant idea. With what Turkey has started been doing over the last 10, 20 years here, you have to go back into history and realize how Turkey got there. You have to realize Turkey is always being attacked. It doesn't matter. Like everyone around them is not really considered an enemy, but they have had their problems in the future, in the past, and they have seemed to have dealt with it. Like when the Iran thing started kicking off, Turkey was one of the only places that wasn't being targeted. And you want to know why? Is because everyone's kind of a little bit scared to even deal with Turkey. They have the power to fight back. And especially now with the things that they've learned in the past, they're really stepping up the protection of their country. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. But I would like to see Canada start making some deals, especially military deals with Turkey. And, start working blending together our technologies and our industrial industries as well. And over to Alberta news. Alberta's Premier Danielle Smith said yesterday that it remains uncertain if a question about Alberta separating from Canada will be on the ballot for the province's scheduled October referendum, sorry, pending on an ongoing court challenges with Aboriginal leaders and that leak of 2.9 million Albertan voters' details being leaked. So Danielle Smith, yeah, she, and I called this out. The separatists, you're going to be locked in court dates. This is never going to happen at all. Like you're going to be stuck with you got to deal with the natives. It's not your land. Hey, DJ, what's up? Yeah, it's not your land. So Alberta's, if you want to separate to the US, it's never going to happen. And then for people to say that Danielle Smith is a separatist, you can't really say that she's a separatist. Yes, she's the premier and she's kind of like poking the bear at this situation. Oh, that sucks, DJ. I'll give you a hand, man. I'll give you a hand. I'll start giving you a hand to see if you can get those numbers up, man. So Danielle Smith, yeah, people call her a separatist, but you have to realize she's the premier of Alberta. If Alberta separates, she's without a job. So yeah, she's going to placate both sides and she's going to be the Trojan horse. You know, she's going to let people think that they're getting something so she can still get the votes. And you're not going to get a separation here, Quebec. And then what's happening with these 2.9 million voters that their information was leaked? This is supposed to be private information, and this really ruins it for the rest of the voters now. Because, like, how would you feel your private information is leaked because you went and voted? Now people aren't going to go and vote. You know, you've lost the faith and trust in the voting system because now your personal information has now been leaked. And not only that, 2.9 million people, and this number still keeps rising. So, like, yeah, and you know what? For these separatists, you're not going to get away with this scot free. If you guys think you're going to get away with this scot free, there's going to be repercussions for your actions. I almost guarantee that. Like, yeah, and I don't know what the repercussions are going to be, but definitely going to be some major problems coming up between the separatists and the rest of Canada here. Yeah, and then Danielle Smith, she's just placating you guys. You got to realize that she's a Trojan horse. She's going to try and make you guys happy, but you got to realize that she is the premier. And if you separate, she's without a position. Unless, you know, somebody offers her something. But you know what happens when, you know, somebody is offered something in a political position? Never really turns out good, especially going from like that to that. You know, you're going from black to white. So, and you think the U.S. is going to sit there and give you a high leading position there, Danielle Smith? No, no. What they're going to do is they're going to find their own people with their own agenda. Well, where they know what their agenda is, and she ain't going to have a position at all. And then down into the U.S. This is big. This is absolutely big, you guys. So, former Arcadia Mayor Elaine Wang, Arcadia is in the Los Angeles basin. Okay, so Wang was expected to plead, or Wang was expected to, oh, sorry. Wang has accepted a plea deal of guilty after being charged with acting as an illegal agent of the People's Republic of China. Wang, who was elected in the Acadia City Council in November of 2022, has reached a plea deal with federal government after facing 10 years in prison after spreading propaganda on behalf of the Chinese government. As part of this plea agreement, one of these charges that she's only being charged with one thing, and it's one count of acting in the US as an illegal agent. And this is bad timing for the US right now. This is absolutely bad timing for the US. Trump is in China right now, and he's going to be there until the 15th. And if anyone remembers what happened to the Huawei executive who was here detained here in Canada and BC, detained on behalf of the United States. That did not turn out very good for Canada. We had sanctions put against us. We had two Canadians arrested and detained under drug charges, false drug charges, all because of this detention of this Huawei executive. And anyone remember the Huawei issue? Like, only thing that got these Canadians out of jail is the release and the agreement with this Huawei company to release the Huawei chief executive back to China so she wouldn't face charges in the United States. Then the two Canadians were released, still dealing with sanctions. But since Carney has been there, it seems like things have been patched up between our two countries. But with Trump going to the U.S. right now, and this detention of this Arcadia mayor, this isn't going to be good for the U.S. You guys expect major sanctions, and I wouldn't want to be an American in China right now because they're going to throw you in jail and make up fake charges just to hold you. So what they're going to use you as a blackmail card to kind of get what they want to, and it's kind of no different than what Trump's doing right now. He's pretty much blackmailing the whole world right now. So I don't see any deals happening here. If anything, I think Trump's probably going to leave tonight. I don't think with Xi Jinping, him sitting down with Xi Jinping, I it's just going to be a bunch of heads. Yeah, it's going to be complete leverage, but they're going to just be bumping heads, and this isn't going to be good. But on the other hand, this could be really good for Canada. Like, this is putting Canada in a better spot because now we're kind of getting bumped up ranks with the arrest of this mayor and these charges. Yeah, sorry, America, you're getting down on the lower tier here now when it comes to likability across the world, and China's not liking the US right now, and I'd be really interested to see what's going to happen with these trade talks between Trump and Xi Jinping. But like I said, I don't see Trump being there very long. I don't expect him to be there till the 15th. He'll either stay today and probably be gone tomorrow, but not good for any American right now, and people should be paying attention to this because the repercussions that Canada had to deal with previously to the Huawei executive, and remember the Huawei executive, these are trumped up charges. No pun intended, okay? These are just trumped up charges, and nothing ever really became of it. She ended up going back to China, but Canada had to pay the price, and two Canadian citizens had to pay the price. So, like I said, I wouldn't want to be an American in China right now. If you're an American in China right now, I'd be getting the hell out of there because they're gonna find something to just detain you and use you for leverage. And it doesn't matter who you are. They're just gonna find somebody. I know there's a lot of U.S. teachers in China, scientists and other thing, and they could find anything to just lock you up and use you for leverage. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that and see what happens. Definitely, and King Charles is supposed to be doing a speech today on economics. On what they plan on doing here in the UK over the next couple of years here when it comes to taxes and unemployment, fuel costs, and amongst other things. So I'll probably talk a little bit about that tomorrow. I don't have any of that information. It's probably going to take me all night to read because there's going to be a lot of stuff that Prince Charles is going to be talking about tonight. And I'd like to see if Keir Starmer shows up because I don't know. No one can seem to tell anybody where the hell he is. And this is the UK British Prime Minister. Not a lot of people happy with him right now, and there's over 50 MPs right now in the UK that are asking him to either resign or give a timeline for him to resign. So I don't know. The UK, you guys pick the worst leaders. You have the worst luck when it comes to picking leaders. I don't know what you guys are doing here. I don't know how your voting system works. I don't know if it's the media that are trying to like hype up these people for you to vote, and really they're just all pieces of garbage. But that's like any other politician. So it is what it is. Just keep an eye on everything. And when it comes to this hantavirus and Lyme disease and wood ticks and all this other stuff that the media is pushing out right now, it's just fear mongering, you guys. It's just absolute fear mongering. So don't sit there and worry too much. You know, it's just the media trying to push an agenda that to kind of subdue the population. And yeah, so yeah, I'll keep an eye on. So we got Prince Charles today, and then we have the Trump over in China. So two really, really big things happening today, and won't really know what's going to happen probably till end of tonight. But I will be back for tomorrow's show. I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time for News Strip Down. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than that's probably just BS anyways. So now you guys can just go stare at the wall and not watch your mechanical media news outlets. And yes, I'm going to coin that phrase. It's mechanical media outlets because that's exactly what it is. It's engineered and mechanical. It's been set in stone. They know what they're doing. But yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. It doesn't kill you to subscribe. And I am trying to get people to start shifting over strictly to that right there because this is my personal channel and I want to separate my personal stuff from what I do here on the news. So if you guys want to just, it's not hard to find. You just News Strip Down YouTube. I could put a link in after the video. If you guys rewatch the video, just give me a couple minutes and I'll put a link up there to News Strip Down. I'm not quite at 50 subscribers, so I have to get up around 50 subscribers so I can start doing live streams. I prefer to do the news live, then it feels more honest. It feels more real. You know, I just hate recording stuff because once you see cuts and stuff, it just feels like a little bit more like lies. Go ahead, ask your question. I got time. Have knowledge, experience, ability to say. I'm just speaking my mind. I'm just letting people know what's actually happening out there. And the stuff I talk about isn't drivel that you'd be watching on your regular news broadcast. So you're not going to find any like puff pieces on here. It's going to be real facts and actual consequences that could be happening, not just this, you know, school shootings, you know, Epstein files. It's I'm trying to get the word out of real news. That's the whole point because there's a lot of people out there right now that are tired. How many people have you talked to say I don't watch the news anymore? This is why. Is because there's so much drivel on the news that isn't even news. It's just media. And no one's actually talking about the facts. So I'm not saying that I have the expertise, but I've been around the block quite a few times and I'm pretty good at reading in between the lines. And if you want to go back and fact check some of the stuff I have to say, go ahead. And then what makes you an expert to tell me? Actually, to tell you the truth, you don't need a journalism degree, bud. Yeah, fun fact, eh? Yeah, figure that one out. Facts, because I spend a lot of time writing and digging through the BS so you guys don't have to. That's the whole point of 30 minutes or less. Straight to the point. I weed out all the nonsense because all the news that you do watch in an hour, most of it's all BS in the first place. So, yeah. Well, whatever. We can agree to disagree. That's the fine. That's the whole point of politics and being a human. You don't have to like what I say. You don't have to agree with what I say, but that's just a part of the world. And you know what? You can just go back and watch the regular news. Yeah, exactly. But that's it for the news today. I will be back for tomorrow's show, Wednesday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time, 30 minutes less. Why? Because anything longer than that's BS. Hit the like button, subscribe, and if yeah, it doesn't kill you guys to subscribe either, but I will be putting a link in the description after I'm done this video to get you guys to go directly over to there because I'm trying to separate everything from my channel and then just get everyone to jump over there, please. Please and thank you. Uh, and yeah, thanks, Greg. But that's it for the news, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow's show. Peace. Waka waka.